I'm John Badham. It's Trailers from Hell. We're going to talk about 1963's picture Tom Jones. It won 4 Academy Awards and every international award from Cannes to Venice, everywhere. Best Director, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best Craft Service, everything. Watch this.
We are all of us as God made us, and many of us much worse.
Tom Jones is definitely one of the most delightfully funny movies ever made. From the very first shot, you know you're in for a good time. There's no dialogue for the longest time. The story unfolds just like a silent movie, complete with the tinkly piano in the background. At the time, we got to discover this very handsome Albert Finney that we'd never seen before, an amazingly beautiful Susanna York, and a very, very sexy Diane Cilento. There's John Addison's tinkly score, of course, that's very playful. And what was really unusual for the time is Walter Lasley's handheld photography, which you don't do in period films, right? But Tony Richardson did it. The screenwriter was as unlikely as Walter Lasley's handheld photography. John Osborne, who was sort of the dirty grunge playwright of the time in the angry young men movement. And even though it starts out as a wacky silent movie, it does something really never seen before. You remember from your biology class that phrase, ontogeny recapitulates phylogeny? Yeah, I know you do. In this movie, it recapitulates the whole history of movies, starting with the silent era, and then as they get into dialogue, they start to act in the manner of the early talkies, and then moving into the method, and so on up to very modern filming techniques as well, including helicopters and, as I said, handheld cameras, and a kind of dynamism that you really don't see in films of that period. I think it's probably one of the most dynamic of the early 60s films, and began a whole revolution from those staid films of the 50s that we were used to, where the camera really only moved if the grip tripped over it. Now, if you don't know the word ribald, you'll know it better after you see this movie, as well as bawdy and rude. I mean, Tony Richardson dared to let people look just like they probably looked in the 1700s. Dirty, sweaty, and filthy in more senses than one. I mean, you're never again going to see a dinner scene that's more hysterical than where a horny Tom Jones eats dinner with the horny woman he just met. Now, watching the two eat crab legs is more erotic than some hardcore porno movie. Well, Tony Richardson broke every single rule in the cinematic book, and the audiences ate it up, ate it up, ate it up. You will too.